Gorgeous day? Yes, sir. The energy that radiates down from atmosphere to troposphere is vibrant and colorful, like a safeguard of rainbows. That probably doesn't make sense. Welcome to Station 112.211, the show for all things Thunderfell. I'm your host, Tim Scott, chatting and conversing with the air and microphone before me. And let us continue onward to the morning rabble. Oh, shit. What a way to spin my seat, Thunderfell. There are rats in the streets. Now, we can't refer to them as what they actually are, since last time we discovered this makes them more powerful, but we can describe their appearance. They are small, rat-like creatures, though with distended limbs, nails that are yellowish, sickly, a tail lined with venomous bristles like a giant silkworm moth caterpillar. This situation has expanded to the point where our reporter Joan can't come into work because their house is swarming with these rats. They told me over the phone, quote, "They've taken an interest in my dad's armchair. Dunno why, he hardly ever sits in it. Ugh, stop chewing on it, you creeps," end quote. If you find them, please call pest control, as they have been known to become easily hostile. If it takes time, do not acknowledge the rats and do not feed them. They enjoy any sort of rotting or moldy food, especially when they have been infested with emotions of neglect and distress. If you end up with a nest in your house like Joan, I would suggest leaving immediately, as I told Joan to do. If running makes them react, freeze still and pray that the twitch of your body doesn't spur them to investigate your body for rigor mortis. They will rend you to pieces with their anglerfish-esque mouths and bodies speckled in eyes, observing the small movements and noises you make as you sob into your miserable demise. Stay safe, Thunderfell. Don't feed the rats. Moving on, we here at the station have started offering applications for a third reporter. With only 2 reporters, it's hard to always catch up on every single outrageous event in Thunderfell. Several times we have missed incredible eye-catching stories, such as the gelatinous cube that nearly consumed downtown, the time when someone pumped hallucinogens into the Youngblood middle 80s themed dance, and the day when everyone woke up in animal mascot outfits from college football teams. If we had a third reporter on the scene, we could have provided you all with those incredibly juicy tales. So, that's why we're offering. For the things we look for in our employees, Charlemagne gave me a small list of the requirements all reporters must fulfill. Don't be alarmed or stressed. They are mild obligations and don't need you to be a professional in the area. When it comes to employees, we often choose people who have a positive attitude, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and if you have specific experience, be willing to learn. Question and correct. Ask things of witnesses. Probe their minds for their deepest secrets. Don't be afraid to appear interrogative or suspicious. Tell them that you need the information for the broadcast. Anything we can get our hands on, we'll take. Be weak in will. Or rather, do not be weak in mind and intelligence, but be weak in willpower. Bend to one's divination or enchantments. Allow their magics to caress your mind and peer through your sight. Be punctual. Reports come and go, so always be ready to scurry to a scene, no matter how on fire it is or how much the Citizen Council denies you. If you have these traits, you will be perfect for our third reporter. And to incentivize you further, we offer a lot of benefits, flexible hours, and competitive pay. As in, our pay will trash talk other wages you could be earning, and will boast it's the best option out of all options. Visit our website, specifically the Master of Innovation version, not the Crystalline Aurora version, to file an application or talk to Charlemagne in person at the weekly farmers market. For our final story, we have a very fascinating discovery. You know the pier on the edge of the lake? The second closest collection of buildings aside from Boring Elementary? We have discovered bones underneath the floor of every single souvenir shop and locally owned grill. But not specifically bones of humans. Excavation attempts have revealed that the bones are one long spine bone connected between each building. and to either side of the spine are several radius and ulna nearby, otherwise known as forearm bones. The carpals and metacarpals, hands and fingers, are long and sharp, almost like a bony fin. No legs or skull has currently been found as of yet, but with how recent this unique discovery is, it's only a matter of time. We managed an interview with town paleontologist Mitch Condor about these bones, and he said, quote, "They do not look like any bones I have seen in my books or in our lab. Based on the structure and the estimated skeleton we have created, my team assumes it is a close relative to the Leopleurodon, a water-dwelling carnivore from the Jurassic period, though this American cousin is nearly 5 times its size, with several more arms and a thicker tail. Without the skull, we can't really get any farther than guesses. So I will update you soon, alright, Tim?" End quote. Why these bones have only recently been found is still a mystery, but let us wish luck to Mitch and his team. This has been the news. Welcome back to Book Club. Last time I recommended Universal, a historical fiction novel by Rochelle Beauregard, a citizen council member of old. To make this segment a little less Tim gushing about a book he likes, I have a list of questions for you all to ponder about the next book I have here with me today, Houseward, by local author Kian Leach, a story based on the criminal case of Sherman Cole, who stole a man's identity and murdered him. Now, these questions are about content interspersed throughout the story, so if you want to be spoiled, continue forward by keeping your radio on. If you don't want to be spoiled, turn off your radio and avoid those blabbermouth friends who think it's funny to tell the finale of a dramatic television show before you've seen it. You need to stop being their friend. In Chapter 1, the main character Sherman stares into a mirror in his prison cell, and his room floods, the water pouring from said mirror onto the concrete floor and soaking into the mattress that makes his back ache. Do you think there is a metaphor to drowning in your reflection? What is the metaphor? Discuss your thoughts with a person nearby. In Chapter 6, Sherman discovers that his best friend was a government spy meant to observe him so he doesn't commit any crimes. If this situation happened to you, how would you handle the betrayal? Would there be betrayal at all? What specific emotions would you feel if you figured out your life was a lie? And in Chapter 23, Sherman acknowledges his emotions in the situation he was backed into to commit identity theft. Do you think his choices were justified? Would you consider his choice based on a traumatic response? Or some other sort of situation? List down any ideas you may have. Consider these questions, and if you made it to the end without spoilers, read the book for yourself. This has been the Book Club. An unfortunate update to the rat situation. They've been found swarming the Hollowstone apartments, specifically apartment number 45. The walls have been covered by their distorted and crackling bodies, the chirping they make sounding like a trumpet being blown into while you're having an asthma attack. Unfortunately, witnesses cannot see the inside of the house, as everything has been coated in rats, including the shape of what looks like furniture and possibly a body-shaped lump in the middle of the living room. The sounds of their tearing and chewing is deafening, and Haley, our second reporter on the scene, is watching a group of people nearby vomiting at the sound. A sudden crack of bone, a loud unanimous snarl, and now the fed horde of monstrous rodents has begun racing away from the apartment, scurrying along the patio and onto the small lawn. Witnesses have taken to running away screaming or getting into their cars and sealing themselves inside. Haley has begun spraying several rats with what look like perfume, with little to no effect. Oh, now she's running. Good. There have been several calls to the Citizen Council and Pest Control, but none have come to the gruesome scene as of yet. Also, Joan has not called me back since them saying they are running to the station. Hopefully they aren't being chased. All I can do is pray that our town is saved soon enough. Let us go to the ads. Replace the sounds of snapping bones with pleasant pleas of capitalism. The Dream Viewer is a state-of-the-art technology, and it is time to put it to the test. This unique headset allows you to record and perceive the images your mind provides you in your slumber, with high-quality projections and comfortable cushions for an easy sleep. Found at your local tech stores, you can purchase the Dream Viewer for only $56.99. Don't delay recording and understanding your dreams. Buy now. Disclaimer. Use of the dream viewer may lead to unwanted side effects, such as twisting of your brain matter, insomnia, loss of appetite, symptoms of several rhinoviruses, suddenly getting new allergies, viruses being sent in your home randomly, the inclination that you might be under the command of an ancient deity, stomach issues, and several forms of cancer. Do not use it unless you really want to die. In which, thank you for giving your life up to us. Brought to you by Vixitco. Michael's is the best source of art supplies you could ever want. Explore our vast maze of yarns, picture frames, and frustratingly expensive markers. You can get lost in our walls of color, and don't be afraid to. There are plenty of sources of food deep within the labyrinth, especially bodies of people who weren't lucky. They might be a bit rotten, but you can easily enjoy them with a box of Swedish fish you got from the checkout counter. Michael's. Everything to create anything, especially your worst nightmares. On Zillow, you can find any type of house that suits your interest. Love putting fish corpses on a wall? Find a house with a big wall for all those bass to sit on. Love spiders? Look for dingy, cheap cellars with cobwebs scattered along the floor, and use our Explore the House feature to take a look beyond pictures. The possibilities are endless when you use Zillow, from claustrophobic hallways to frigid subterranean caverns. Let's get you home, wherever the hell that is. Zillow. Wait, Jeremy. Whoa. This is pretty impressive, Ray. Of course it is. This is my career's pie and pudding or whatever the fuck. You even got red string to connect all the photos. Hey, is that Luca Pinto, the librarian? Yeah, he's the only council member I've been able to trust. Trust? Wait, what is this about? It's about the goddamn city council spying on me. Spying on you? What? Shh. They're most likely listening now. Then why are you telling me? So you don't probe further. You do that a lot when I don't answer right away. I don't. You just did it. I told you to leave my board alone, and what do? You pull the tarp off immediately. God, what am I going to do with you? I'm not a kid, Ray. And I'm sorry, I should have left your secret detective board alone. Private investigator board. And yeah, you should have. Why do you think they're spying on you? I can't tell you. Why? Because the council might hurt you if I do. They won't hurt me. I know you're married to Liam, but just because she's from here doesn't mean you suddenly are accepted into the fold. You're an outsider as much as I am. Now listen. No, you listen. Stop asking questions and denying each idea I have. This is my investigation, and you are not getting involved any further. Look, I don't give a shit about your investigation, but if you're trying to peek into places that you don't belong, right, because that's what I always do. Stick my foot in every door that leads me to trouble. Unbelievable, Jeremy. You act like you weren't the one always getting in my way. And by my standards, you haven't changed a bit. Not even moving to a town with fucking magic got you to stop snooping into my work. You want to stop seeing my ass get in trouble? Then stop writing it, jackass. Now get the hell out of my house. Fine. Oh, hello. Don't mean to disturb you, Mr. Adder. Just passing by to offer this survey, courtesy of the Citizen Council. Oh, do you want me to give it to Ray? Yes, thank you. No problem. Have a good day. Dear community, the rats have been taken care of. It was a bit of a doozy, but pest control managed to fence them into a secure area by offering a huge source of food as bait, and they seem to have returned to the desolate plane of existence they came from. Some casualties have been reported. Around 7 people were bitten and taken to the hospital, while 10 others sustained rashes from their bristled tails and have been treated on their own time. Joan and Haley have returned to the station in one piece, and the managers never left, so they're okay themselves. I was also holed up here, so I didn't suffer any injuries. But my anxiety has been working a bit overtime for this broadcast. I was deathly worried of the rats breaking down the door and eating my legs. For now, we're safe, and that's all we can ask for. Thank you, great gods above, for giving Pest Control the strength to eliminate these beasts. Thank you, Pest Control, for using that gift for the betterment of our town. Up next is Silent Hour. Just an hour of silence, unless your thoughts in the outside world make noise. Then it will certainly not be a silent hour. Fare thee well.